I'm Karen. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do this video because today is, I actually realized yesterday that today is my anniversary of my channel. I've been doing this now for 1 year. It definitely has not been, I wouldn't say it's being consistent. I had a point where I fell off and I did a video about that not too long ago. But I kind of wanted to just share the journey of starting this channel, and maybe it'll help somebody else out there who's thinking about starting some kind of YouTube channel, and you want to know, hey, how do you start? I'm sure there's enough videos on that, but I kind of just wanted to like share my journey for this past year, and then maybe that'll help somebody if they come across those speed bumps, to don't be too hard on yourself. So anyway, let me jump into it. Okay, so one of the first things, if you watched my videos in the beginning, at least my very first ones, I started this channel with a good friend of mine, Kishi B. And it was actually her idea. One day I came over to her house, we were sitting down talking, and we're talking about because we're both creative people, and we were talking about different stuff we were doing, like, oh, why don't we start a YouTube channel? Because we were talking about our love for, watching other YouTubers do makeup and do different DIYs and just different stuff, and it was all revolving around beauty and fashion, because she's a seamstress. She does all kind of awesome stuff. Super talented girl, and or woman. And this was, I want to say, this was one of the greatest learning lessons for me, because it taught me you can't control stuff, and I'm so grateful that I went through a situation sort of similar to this. What was it, about a year and a half before that? That is what guided me through this situation, and learning not to take it personal when somebody tells you they want to do something but they don't make the conscious effort to do it, because you don't know what people's reasons are. It could be, they want to do it, but they've never had anyone in their life who's ever done that before. They've never followed through. I don't know if she's never followed through, because she seems like a very headstrong person. So you can't guesstimate. But anyway, with that situation that I went through a year and a half before this one, it really taught me to, if somebody says they want to do something, give them the space to do it, but also give yourself your own time frame as far as what you want to do and what you want to accomplish at the situation, because you can't control other people's behavior, but you can control your own behavior, your own responses, your own everything. And I feel like it was a test on our friendship, but with business, I separate business from friendship, and I think a lot of people don't get that. And the reason it's so easy for me to do that, because at the end of the day, I'm still friends with you, and I'm gonna learn, either I'm gonna continue to do something with you or I'm not. Don't take it personal. She was the one who was like, Karen, you're really going in on this thing. You're really dedicated to it. You know what? And I can't really do it right now. And she told me that, and I love honesty. I really do. I love honesty. I treasure it from people who keep it real, and I really appreciated her doing that. So if anyone saw that in the beginning and you're like, what happened to the other girl? Because I know I see her in the video, the older videos, and I just kind of give people their own space and let them figure things out for themselves. So, we'll see what happens in the future. Maybe you can feature some people or something. Feature her. So, but you have to give people their space for them to learn how to do whatever it is they want to do. They're going to have to follow it in life. You can't make people follow their dreams and their passions. And I think that's one thing you have to learn. We all need to learn when it comes to friendships, relationships, whatever. You can't make anyone do anything they say they want to do. You got to give them the room to figure it out. Let them fall if they need to. Let them do whatever and come back, because then there will be no resentment on your end. You know what I mean? Nobody will resent you because you kept pushing them and I didn't feel like doing it, and you're trying to force me to do it when I feel like doing it, when you're the person who said you wanted to. I'm not saying she said those things. All I'm saying is that was from the other experience that I had. So let's leave it at that. Two, the other part was coming up with content you know what, I don't even want to say coming up with content. I think it was more so me figuring out my niche and seeing where this thing went. Yeah, I would say it was figuring out what my niche is, and I'm finally starting to, you know, I'm finally starting to feel my way around. I did the advice thing with my other friend, Rona, the Relationship Thursday. Actually, I didn't come out and say it because she didn't really share with me what was going on. She was going through something very, very sensitive, and so that's why we stopped the show. Sorry, people. Sorry. So, you know, maybe later on in the future, because me and her, and believe it or not, none of that stuff was planned out. We would just get together. We'd be like, what do you want to talk about today? We'll just sit there and be talking, be like, oh, that's what we need to talk about. We just talk about life and catching up. And we're like, that's what we need to talk about. And then we just go straight into the video. So it's like no prepping, it's all impromptu. I had a blast doing that. So yeah. And also talking some other stuff about myself. Let people talk. Oh yeah, finding my niche. Because the other thing is, you know, I got a lot of advice from a lot of my friends who are watching this, especially like Rona, great person to talk to when it comes to showing you what you're doing and having other comparisons. And that was great to see, video editing, video recording wise, lighting, all that stuff. But at the same token, I still wanted to, I'm still working on it, figure out my own editing style, how like I'm a research junkie. So what I'm gonna do, play around with stuff and figure it out and share it. So that's what I like doing the most. So I'm gonna work on doing more of that. What else did I experience this year? The camera lighting situation. So I'm thinking, oh, let me upgrade. No, I have the opportunity to upgrade this camera because I want to use it for professional purposes as well. It's not just for YouTube. And the research, finally bought a camera. And yeah, come to find out lighting. I knew lighting was an issue, but the lighting was never an issue on my other camera as much as it was on this one. This one is definitely very, very noticeable. So I had to, it really slowed me down and it kind of frustrated me in a sense because like I wanted to do these videos, I was recording them, and I go back to go edit and it looks trashy and I'm like, nah, I just did all this stuff, no. So yeah, so that became kind of discouraging, and I was playing around with buying different lighting and different stuff, and it's just, and I had to learn about lighting temperature. So if you're gonna do anything, make sure you get lighting that is daylight temperature. Do not buy anything else. No yellow tones, no nothing. White. Matter of fact, get you a ring light. They sell some for like $70 or something like that. If not, the cheapest thing you can go with is daylight. And that's what I had to do. I had to change back to my first location by my window on the other side of this building, facing, getting some light in. Nothing beats it. So start with the camera, start with daylight, get near a window that has great lighting, record during the day if you can, maybe on the weekend do all your videos during the daytime when the sun is up. Don't wait till the evening because it's gonna look not great. Work on your editing skills, find some software to edit because that's going to be the other thing. And that's pretty much it for that. Okay, so after that hump of finally, you know, accepting the fact of my camera, let me just, you know, start recording and figuring out the lighting situation. I realized that as I was trying to do the recording that a lot of, I was already experiencing that frustration on top of another frustration, and it just, after reading this one article, it kind of just brought me to this place of realizing, you know what, I love doing this beauty stuff, but I'm not gonna go to the point of where I'm obsessing over stuff. You know, like, oh my gosh, I need to get this for my kid, I need to get that for my kid, and then what, I'm gonna be pulling around a whole bedroom when I go do makeup? For what? You know, and just keeping it real with myself, because I love anything beautiful like the next woman. But I also like to be practical and real with myself. You know, like, you know you got that, why you need it. So I'm kind of leaning more towards this, having us be more aware as women. I feel like if you're gonna be beautiful, you need to be beautiful all over, you know, and not just fixing up your hair, putting on the makeup, you know, looking glam, but making sure, you know, like this up here, your heart, you know, you've cleared it out. you've made space to, you know, let go of things and forgive people and not be so self-absorbed where it's all about you. Because you play a major role in why a lot of these things happen to you. So it's, I don't know, I'm becoming just more conscious on that level, and that's what I really was doing in the beginning. And I feel like, you know what, let me kind of start going back to what I was doing in the beginning. I enjoy the beauty thing, but I gotta have a balance in here somewhere, and maybe somebody out there might be feeling the same way. And then a lot of you may not notice about me when I started in the beginning doing these videos. I'm actually a graphic and web designer, and I was not a makeup artist at all. I just love makeup. You know, I'm sure it's just as much as a lot of other women out there who are watching these YouTube videos, because that's how I got started, just watching YouTube videos while I was pregnant. And I was just, you know, when you're pregnant, you ain't got nothing to do. You can't do normal stuff your friends do. So I was like, I gotta find me some hobbies. I gotta find something to do myself. If I don't find something to do myself, I'm going to be just sitting here aimlessly wasting time outside of work. I'm going to be feeling just empty. And so that's where I got my first camera. I was like, oh, I'll do some photography. And I was like, well, if I take photos of myself and my kids, I need to be able to do makeup, you know, because I wanted to take pictures of me while I was pregnant. Anyway, so that's what led me to this whole love for the whole makeup, just following people on YouTube and just becoming just totally amazed by how they can just paint on, you know, this beautiful face, and it's you just are painted on. And to me, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing as long as it looks real as possible, in the sense of not looking completely altered from who you are, just a prettier, a cleaner version of you, if that makes sense, or a painted version of you. Let's just be real, a painted version. So anyway, doing makeup on here and me posting it on my social media, on my Facebook and stuff like that, my friends started to see it, or should I say, you know, friends and acquaintances and people that I do business with, started to see it, and that actually opened the door for me to do some makeup on a video set. And from that, it went on to doing some more makeup on video and photos. So it's actually, all I can say, you know, if something is driving you to do something, follow it. I had no idea I would be doing makeup professionally. I kind of had this funny feeling like I needed to like be investing more in professional makeup, because when you're doing that type of stuff for film and photography and stuff like that, people are expecting a certain excellence. So, and I'm expecting a certain excellence from my eyeshadows. You know what I mean? You need that thing to work. You need that foundation to go on, stay on. You need, you know, the right color setting powders. You can't use the same color on everybody. Everybody can't wear banana powder. You know what I mean? So stuff like that. And for it to open a door like that, all I can say, I'm extremely happy. So I love doing the graphic and web design, but it's also cool when, you know, money's not coming in for that. I can have money coming in from that source as well. So I don't want to close the doors to anything, because you never know where things lead. All I can say is put in effort. If you are feeling like something is driving you, don't sit in your butt, because it's not going to fall in your lap until you start getting up and walking towards it. When you start walking towards it, you're going to come in contact with other things that are going to help you along your way. But it's not going to fall in your lap. And maybe it will, and if it does, you still got to act on it. You can't just, it falls, an opportunity shows up and you just let it just slip out your fingers like that. So I want to say act, my people. Get up, follow whatever it is that's moving your heart, that's tugging at you to say, hey, try me. You know, well, it's not drugs. Try me. So yeah, so that's how I started doing that. And it felt kind of weird at first, because I was like, do I call myself a makeup artist? But I was like, let me wait till I get into this a little bit more and really, really feel like I'm really liking what I do. So all I can say is follow whatever it is. Make sure you take time to study your craft, to update yourself. I even have, you know, a book from Kevin Aquan on makeup artistry, and it doesn't hurt to read it over and over and over, because it's always something you could have missed. And of course, practice the techniques. And of course, watching, you know, videos. I think once you start watching certain people and realizing the style you're going for, you're going to realize that you don't want to watch certain videos on YouTube. And this is no pun intended. This is just keeping it real. If you are looking to do a certain type of craft, you cannot continue to watch people who are not doing it on the level that you want to be at. If you're trying to do editorial pieces, you know what I mean? If you're trying to do wedding, you know, type makeup, you need to look at other people who are doing this on that level. They're already doing it. And they do a beautiful, like, magazine type, you know, type style finish. That's who you need to be following. So I'm just saying, keep it real with yourself. What kind of look are you going for? Are you going for that? This is me. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's me. You know what I mean? So, but it's not to say you can't learn something, a tip from that person. Don't get me wrong. I've watched stuff and I'll be like, I was like, okay, let me watch it to the end before I even jump to a conclusion and say, hey, this is not for me. I watch all the way through the end, and then sometimes I'll learn something from, oh, okay, I got a little something out of that. You know, this is not my style of makeup, but I learned a great tip from her, you know, on application or whatever. So I take that grain of salt, you know, and I use it to sprinkle and season up my own craft. But I don't believe like, from that, that's great, but I probably won't continue to follow them after that, only because, you know, of application style, and I don't want to start forming any bad habits. It's kind of that old saying of birds of a feather flock together. So if you start to hang with a certain crowd, you start to watch a certain thing, you start to listen to a certain thing, you're going to eventually end up start doing those certain things, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, it's just the way it is. I'm speaking from experience. For me, let me say that. So after doing this this video on Relationship Thursdays with Rona, it's on dating tips for white guys, so they know how to date black women. Anyway, this guy hit me up on Google Plus. I don't know if he was white American or, you know, white European, and he asked me, you know, how do you go about talking to black women? I was like, oh, that's an interesting question. I was like, oh, let me do a video on it. And, you know, doing that video, I swear I've gotten the most comments on that video. But the comments is a lot of, like, people arguing. You know, it's cool to leave tips, but, or you have your own opinion and that other person is sharing their own opinion, their own experience, or people going on there being funny. But it's interesting because that's actually the only video I've ever had where I've had people leave malicious comments. And it's interesting because half of the comments that, actually not even half, all of the comments that were malicious or just in an attacking sense, you know the person didn't even watch the video. Because if they would have watched the video, one, you would have known I'm biracial. So you wouldn't be leaving comments on there, you know, suggesting that, you know, black women shouldn't date white men. Yeah, I think the first comment I had was really nasty. It was from a woman. She was probably white. She didn't have a picture. But it was interesting because she wasn't even talking about the video. She was just attacking, saying why. So I realized there's so many angry people. And she was just attacking, talking about how ugly we were and how, you know, black men don't want black women because of something, blah, blah. Anyway, it doesn't matter for me to repeat that nonsense. I just went ahead and deleted it because I realized after leaving up one of the other nasty comments, it was nasty. It was like on a slavery type level. I was like, wow, people still think like this? And I had left it up, and then another person jumps on that bandwagon and left this really crazy comment. And I realized that you can't leave stuff like that up there because whatever demonic force is in somebody else, and they read that comment, they're gonna jump on it straight. And I was like, whoa, I'm not about to let this get out of hand. So I just deleted both those comments. And thank goodness I haven't as I realized something, when nasty comments show up that are, I mean, like, I'm talking about nasty. You know, you're entitled to your comment. You can say you don't like something. You can say, I prefer it this way. You can say whatever. That's cool. I'm going to leave that up there. That's your opinion. You're entitled to that. But to the point of just saying stuff that's against other people, I just don't feel like it's cool on that level. or any level. Because God created all of us. All of us. Otherwise, none of us will be here. There will only be one race here. We are all here. So you can't deny that fact. Why we're here, who knows? We're all discovering it, I hope, as we go along on our journey. But we can't say, you know, who's better and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. If that's the case, I wouldn't be here speaking to nobody today. I wouldn't be here making none of these videos. So far, I want to say that's about what I learned from this whole, you know, YouTube experience. You know, if you're gonna do it with another person, just, you know, be patient with them. You know, but because everybody maybe not be eye to eye on a situation, you know, with you, you know, or feels passionately about things. Don't take stuff personal. Definitely don't take stuff personal when it comes to comments and stuff like that. Don't be worried about subscribers. I realized a while back when I only had like maybe 5 subscribers. Hey, Diamond. She was like actually my cousin was my first subby and subscriber, and Diamond was my second subscriber, which I thought was pretty dope. Yeah, so, and she always comments, so I just love it. Thank you. Yeah, so don't take it personal. Don't worry about the subscribers. You know, if they show up, they show up. You want people to do it because they actually want to watch your video. That's why I don't really too much try to stress it. As far as the liking goes and commenting, I think it's great to have some kind of interaction so you can know, hey, you know, if what I'm doing really impacting people. That's number one. You know, does it really even matter? You know what I mean? Because it lets you know, hey, should I continue? Should I be trying to do something else with my time? You know, whatever the case is. But as far as, you know, liking and stuff like that, it really, actually, believe it or not, when you like the videos, with YouTube, it helps to get your video out there more for other people to view it, because the more likes you get, that's just the way it works. So that's why I usually encourage it. And that's why you see every other YouTuber on YouTube encouraging people to like their videos and comment, because that's how YouTube pushes your video up for more people, to be visible to more people who have not watched your channel. If you like the video, like it, you know what I mean? It'd be awesome for more people to watch your efforts. And then, and like it the way you like it. You know what I mean? If it moved you, if it helped bring some sense to some part of something that you didn't grasp before, and comment. I know I appreciate it, because it helps all my efforts. You know what I mean? It feels good when you created something and people go back and comment, and you know, even if it's a comment you don't like, it's not about you liking it. It's about you seeing, okay, there's a criticism here. Maybe I have something here I need to work on. You know what I mean? Anyway, I just want to say thank you to all the people who have, one, inspired me to even want to do a YouTube channel from watching all those YouTube videos and them sharing their wealth of knowledge, because it goes beyond just beauty stuff. It's everything. I mean, it's everything. Photography, video editing, graphics, everything, you know. It's just, if you watch this video, if you don't, if you make your own videos and you know what I'm talking about, all I want to say is thank you to all you people who have shared and helped to inspire me, and I hope to inspire other people in the same way by sharing what I know. Second is, thank you to all the people out there who are asking me the word that I fall off to. Thank you for all those people who would tell me how they love my videos and they love watching it. I appreciate it, because it's encouraging, because everyone needs encouraging, including myself. Thank you to all those people who take the time to even watch my videos, because you could be watching anybody else who's, you know, out there more and more popular. Thank you. You know what I mean? And thank you for taking the time to even comment in the section below, you know. Even if it's, you know, not on the level I would like on that one video. But I realize that everybody's got to solve their own issues. They got to learn to come to a peaceful place in their own heart, and I can't make nobody do that. I just want to say thank you so much for, you know, subscribing to my channel. I hope you like what I'm doing. And if you would like to see more of something else that I'm already doing, make sure to let me know if it falls in alignment with, you know, whatever this is, or if it feels like something, I never thought of that. That's a great idea. Feel free to leave it in the comment box below, or in any other video that you watch and you probably got an idea from watching that and say, hey Karen, I'd love for you to do something more like this, or can you go in depth on this part of this video so you can break it down for me more. I would love to, because I always wonder if people like that, because some people I know, they just want to watch and do, they don't want to really hear why. And I think you understanding, hearing why, actually you're like, oh, aha, you know, have an aha moment, you know what I mean? So, hi people cutting the grass. Anyway, just thank you so much for stopping by and being a part of this little world I have on here on YouTube. And anyway, I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. Bye.